Hey everybody, welcome back to Going for Two with Jack Taylor. My name is Jack Taylor.
My name is Hunter too.
And we are here for week 9 of college football. Not only that, we are here for the 100th episode of Going for Two. We started this back in football season of 2020. We have gone through every football season and baseball season since, and we thank you guys so much, really, just for sticking with us and for those loyal 30 listeners or so that are always here. We really do appreciate it. All the Instagram questions, all the giving up on various teams, and just stopping in the middle of seasons. Thanks for putting up with all of it. This really is a fun, just something fun for us to do every week, and we appreciate the support from it from the very beginning. 100 episodes, Hunter. That really is hard to believe.
Yeah, I think it's time to start the conversation. Are we in the top 1% of longest podcasts?
Like just longest tenured, like it, we have to be.
Like I mean,
I personally know 2 podcasts that made it like single digit episodes.
And I think if you did like the median like amount of episodes for a podcast, it would be like 6.
I mean, honestly, they can't all be like Going for Two and Pardon My Take,
Just up there with the big guys.
Right. So again, we really do appreciate it. Like this number, we've kind of been eyeballing it for a few weeks now. We knew it was coming up, so we don't have anything special prepared for it. But maybe Mississippi State will get a win in honor of it. So we're not banking on that. But anyway, obviously we're going to look back at our first SEC win of the year, Zach Arnett's first career SEC win as a head coach against Arkansas. We're going to look back at that. We're also going to look forward to the Auburn game. And then, as always, we're going to get into our pick'ems and the few Instagram questions that we have. Before all of that, we're going to continue the tradition of last week. We went away from AI motivation just to kind of change up the mojo. And I'm gonna recommend 3 things. I'm gonna put y'all on: a book, a movie, and some music. So, Hunter, you established the order last week. What do you want to do now?
Give me the book first.
All right. So, I've actually gotten into reading recently. I threw out Hunger Games last week. This is actually a book that I've read since I was 12 years old. Read this one not too long ago. It's called The River of Doubt. It's about Teddy Roosevelt just floating down this uncharted river in the Amazon, and it's now named the Roosevelt River because of him. It's a book that just outlines his trip and all the struggles that he had with that. So it's pretty inspirational.
Yeah, that's what's up.
But,
yeah.
These are all going to be equally as deep, by the way.
Go ahead and give me the music.
Okay. For this one, I just went to my liked songs and found a song that I probably liked when I was 17. And it is Gold on the Ceiling by the Black Keys. Specifically the 2021 remaster. So I guess it wasn't when I was 17. But yeah, there we go. I don't have any reason for that. Just one that I remembered. And that brings us to the movie, I guess, in which I will suggest Fast and Furious 6. It's the 3rd highest rated of the Fast and Furious franchise, probably leading you to wonder why I wouldn't just request or suggest the highest rated one, because I got to leave you wanting more. That may come in a future recommendation. If a win streak starts, I'll be recommending and putting all on books, movies, and music for the rest of the season. So you'll have to wait for the rest of the Fast and Furious series. But that's what I have for you.
Do you have like a synopsis on that Fast and Furious movie?
Yeah, man, I haven't seen any of them, but Vin Diesel, he drives this car, and The Rock and Paul Walker, and they get mad. So yeah,
Furious?
yeah, they get real fast and real mad.
I've got
I don't know.
a need for speed.
I've only read the books, man. Anyway, that's going to move us perfect segue into Arkansas review. You know it's a good segue when you have to say the word segue 3 times. So yeah, if you watch that game, this is no surprise that it was the ugliest game since 3-2 probably. It's the lowest combined points in a Mississippi State win since 1980 against Alabama when we won 6-3. Yeah, it was not fun. It was ugly. The only good thing about it was that we won the game. I will say, before we get into any real details of the game, somehow, with the abysmal start to SEC play that we had, we are still exactly where I predicted us to be record-wise. I had us losing that South Carolina game and obviously losing to LSU and Alabama, but had us starting this uptrend to 8-4 here at the Arkansas game. So somehow we're where I expected us to be, but just not exactly how I thought it would go. So yeah, without further ado, once you get us started in this Arkansas game.
7-3. That's kind of wild. It was fun listening to all the other college football podcasts and then being like, a team won scoring 7, and it being about your team.
Yeah,
that was.
It wasn't a Big Ten game.
They were like, it wasn't Iowa. It's Mississippi State. Yeah. Arkansas's offense really, really bad. Our defense hadn't allowed less than 24 to an FBS team this season. They scored 3, and it was off of a first possession of the game interception. And
yeah.
Arkansas went ahead and got to work. Dan Enos has been fired. I think he got like a weirdly quite big buyout. It's like,
yeah, that's what I saw.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Poor guy.
But yeah, Sam Pittman's the new play caller. So that's fun.
That cannot be serious. Our offense looked really bad. I'm still not a Barbet fan. We faced 10 third downs in this game. We converted 1.
Mm-hmm.
That's a pretty easy little math problem. 10%,
Yeah.
I believe. Checking with my sources. We tried a bunch of Mike Wright design runs, and it just didn't work. We had a lot of penalties, no rhythm. Play calling scared, or like, it's not even like we were just conservative. It was just bad.
Yeah.
I don't like this about Barbet. Even when the offense is going, I don't like his play calling. There's never any rhythm. The one game where the offense looked quite good, it was Tulu was faster than a guy. That's not an offense.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it was really bad. It was hard to move the ball, even down to the last possession that we had, where we forced a turnover on downs. All we have to do is get a first down, and Arkansas will be forced to use all their timeouts, and we can just bleed the rest of the clock. And we can't even get a first down. We get to 3rd and 3, and we can't get the first down. So that makes us have to go to Kyle Ferry for the for that field goal. He misses it. We blow our chance to create an insurmountable 7-point lead. And then that gives Arkansas another chance to get back in this game. And man, if they had come back and won that game after our defense had just, I mean, I know Arkansas's offense is terrible, but if they had come back and won that game, I don't know that we would be doing a podcast right now.
I had no choice but to just expect it when that
Yeah,
happened.
you're right.
Because like if I just didn't expect it, I was gonna die if it happened. So I just went ahead, put myself in that point of view. I was like, you know what? Okay. If it happens like this, let it be.
Yeah.
But glad that didn't happen.
Right. I mean, I don't know. Something about that last possession, just not being able to get 10 yards on 3 tries, it just rubbed me the wrong way. I mean, the missed field goal, that frustrated me for a completely different reason. I just think that Kyle Ferry is an industry plant from Arkansas, but I don't know. That last possession, for whatever reason, just irked me.
Is that off
Um,
of the Pittman weird send the field goal out and then
no, that was earlier in the fourth quarter.
I wasn't
This was just
exactly
like
sure.
a
It all blended together.
yeah. This was just like a regular turnover on downs. KJ just couldn't make the pass. Whatever. Um, but yeah, I mean, I get that. That'll move us into something I don't really want to gloss over. I do think our defense looked a lot different this week, and they deserve a lot of the credit because all we heard coming into this season at least. I mean, I know Arkansas's fallen on tough times, and KJ Jefferson hasn't gotten quite the hasn't quite been talked about like he usually has. But I mean, KJ Jefferson is a talented quarterback, and our defense handled it completely. I mean, made him have one of his worst games of his career. I mean, I looked it up, and his 135 total yards on offense is the lowest that he's had in a single game since Georgia 2021. And that's a game they got blown out 37-0. So obviously the result of this game a little bit different, a little bit closer. But yeah, I mean, huge credit to our defense. Buki Watson was the player of our team and player of the week in the conference as well. 14 tackles, 2 sacks, 2 tackles for loss. I mean, he's quietly having like a great season. Like if we were at all close to the top 25, I mean, I think his name would be up there a lot for some awards, some possibly draft talks. I'm not really sure, but I mean, he really is putting together a great season. Got anything else on defense?
I mean, you look at how Arkansas has scored in every SEC game so far. 31 against LSU, 22 against A&M, 20 against Ole Miss, 21 against Alabama, and then 3 against Mississippi State. Yeah, it's real weird.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. I know Arnett said that he didn't take over, which he wasn't asked directly, but it looked more Arnett-ish.
Yeah, I mean,
And that
it was
could just be
definitely
a function of getting more pressure.
right. I mean, Arkansas's offensive line may just make it look like we were, sending more pressure than usual, but I mean, it really did look like that characteristic, like just that pressure-heavy Zach Arnett defense, and I don't know.
Guess
Maybe
I
that's
can't
just
even say that about the offensive line. I mean, it didn't look like that against Southeastern Louisiana.
yeah, you're right.
Like in a game we won 48-7, I didn't come out thinking the defense looked great.
Right. I mean, it really just seemed like a masterclass from the defense. I was impressed. As bad as the Arkansas offense was, and obviously they fired their offensive coordinator. Nothing was going right for them, but our defense does deserve a lot of credit for what you just brought up about the points they score against other teams. I mean, the Alabama defense, literally a week before they played us, they put up 21. So we were doing something right, something that was throwing them off. So I don't know if it's just something that we saw and cooked up over the bye week or what, but it worked, and we got an SEC win completely thanks to the defense. So,
What were your key plays of this game? I know there was many in a 7-3 victory.
yeah.
Just share some.
Yeah, a couple of penalties that helped and hurt Mississippi State. Right after the Justin Robinson, 30-yard catch on 3rd and long to extend a drive from our own end zone. He kind of negates that. Justin Robinson does with a blindside block that negates a Mike Wright 63-yard touchdown run. So that was rough. That could have created I know I've said this already, but could have created an insurmountable 11-point lead, Um, but that didn't happen, and we ended up not scoring on that drive. Imagine that. And then one that saved us was Xavier Thomas getting a false start just for not being set when the ball was snapped. Mike Wright fumbles this. What?
Was that the snap that was rolling?
Yeah. Yeah, it was like a rolling snap. Mike Wright couldn't get a handle on it. Arkansas picks it up and scoop and score. And
Almost score an insurmountable lead.
Yeah. And it's funny, you could see Arkansas fans just being like, decline it, decline it. But obviously, false start just means the play never happened. So that was a fun one. Thank you, Xavier, for winning us that game. But yeah, penalties give, penalties take away. I'll take the result we got. So those are my fun little key plays.
I won't say a win is a win, but I will say dogs win again.
Mm-hmm.
I think that works out here.
I've heard this old like coaching saying. It's like there's no such thing as an ugly win, which I wholeheartedly disagree with. I've seen several of them this year. Like literally every win we have, all 4 of them.
But if we beat Arkansas 7-3 in March, you'd be happy.
Depends on the sport, really. Actually, doesn't depend on the sport. I'd be happy either way. That's another Chris. That's another Chris Jans masterpiece in Fayetteville.
Call him the dentist because he makes you smile.
Bud Walton Arena would be fuming if we beat them 7-3 in basketball. But yeah, that's really all I have on the Arkansas game. It was a win. It was an ugly win, but dogs win again. So
for Arkansas, 2-6.
Yeah,
that's not good.
On a 6-game losing streak, 5 of those in the SEC.
The Razorbacks haven't been the same since we passed through Arkansas.
You're right. I don't think we're gonna finish last in the SEC, Hunter. I'm just gonna call that.
Just calling your shot now.
In the SEC West, that makes it even better.
I think we might not finish second to last.
I mean, this weekend kind of determines that, I think. All right. Why don't you get us started on our Auburn preview and all of its glory?
Yeah. Auburn's here. Hugh Freeze. They're 3-4 and on a 4-game losing streak. All SEC games. I could not imagine being on a losing streak. It's only winning streaks around here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Our offense isn't good.
Tell me more.
We're 78th in total offense. Auburn is 80th. They have a 2 QB system. Peyton Thorne. And
Robbie Ashford.
I completely blanked on his name for a second. Last week they started the Ole Miss game with him. Confusingly, didn't look like there was a plan going into that.
Yeah.
You'd think Hugh, offensive mastermind. Oh, he brings out the unconventional quarterback. Surely there's a nice little play package here to start the game. It really wasn't. Peyton Thorne isn't much better. I really don't understand the difference between both of them. Because
Peyton can run a little bit, right?
Yeah, Peyton
like that's his thing. Yeah.
Like, I mean, right now that's his thing. He's supposed to be able to pass, I guess. Yeah, he's 15th in the SEC in passing yards with 845.
Yeah.
Oklahoma and Texas are not here yet. Connor Wegman and Max Johnson both have more than Peyton Thorne.
And Wegman hasn't played since the Auburn game, like a month ago. Man, that's rough.
Yeah, it's rough out there on the plains. Yeah. Only 2 receivers have more than 100 yards receiving on the year. Jay Fair is at 241 yards. Jarquez Hunter, he he has moments where he looks really good. Um, Last week he had 145 all-purpose and two rushing touchdowns.
Mhm.
I, it's been a slow year for him, but watching their games, you're like, oh wow, that's a guy.
Yeah,
You can tell he's
and
just not generic Auburn player number four.
right, he's been there for a couple of years now. I mean, I remember him playing in our game against us in 2021, I believe. And I mean, he's just been behind Tank Bigsby for the last couple of years, and he's finally the main guy there. And seems like he's. I mean, if last week was any indication against Ole Miss, I mean, he's really picking it up now. So expect to see his name called a few times. Um, yeah, I mean, I just look at these names and the numbers really, and I'm just like, what is their offense like? What do they have to offer? Like, Jarquez Hunter seems like the player of their offense, but like, I just I'm not really sure what they do offensively.
Yeah.
I mean, you have a quarterback who 7 games into the year is has 845 passing yards. Like that's not good. Um, I don't I don't know. I feel like I would be almost positive that we were going to win if Will Rogers was starting for us. I don't know. After last week, I don't know what to expect.
Yeah. Maybe maybe Barbet was keeping it vanilla for the Auburn game.
Yeah, mm. We can only hope.
Was Dan Enos stealing our signs?
It's possible. Who knows? You know those Michigan connections that I'm positive that he has. All right. Yeah, I guess we'll talk a little bit more about our game when we make our picks later. But that's all I have on Auburn. Do you have anything else you want to add?
They are by yardage. I think it's the top five rushing team in the SEC.
Okay.
I think that might just because that's what they have to do. I can't
Right.
imagine that's what they would prefer to do. I mean, he brought in Peyton Thorne to do something.
Yeah.
It's kind of brutal out there, and it's worse that I think that we're going to lose to this team.
Yeah. I mean, uh, I feel like we had a pretty okay defense last year, all things considered, and Robbie Ashford kind of made him look stupid, um, especially late in the game. So I know it's a completely different team, different coach, different everything, but I mean, I don't know. I don't feel great about our defense even after last week. I don't know what to expect going into it. I don't know if we're gonna get, you know, the Matt Brock that we've seen from the first 5 games, or um, I don't know, or if we're getting a Zach Arnett led defense. I no clue, but like I said, we'll talk about it a little bit more when we give our score predictions and players of the game. So that'll move us into our pick 'em. And we got 10 games here for you from all around the country. Starting off, game number 1, we have number 6, Oklahoma at Kansas. Hunter, what you got in this one?
Jaden uh, Jaden isn't playing. I will be taking Oklahoma.
All right, I'm going to take Oklahoma as well. That one pretty easy for me. Game number 2, we have South Carolina at Texas A&M. Game South Carolina won last year in Columbia, but that was just a really, really, really bad Texas A&M team. I think they're a little bit better this year. Hit some hard times, but I'll still take the Aggies in this one.
Yeah, I'm going with talent here. Give me A&M.
Yeah. All right, game number 3, we have a neutral site game, a rivalry between number 1 Georgia and Florida. What do you have in this one?
I think this game could be close, but I have to go with Georgia, even without Brock Bowers. They, we know they went out and got guys at wide receiver. Rara is there. you know that he should be doing more than he's doing right now.
Yeah.
And I think they have guys that'll fill that void. So I'll go Georgia here.
Right. I'll go Georgia as well. Um, I don't know. Florida really is like, for some reason, the first game of the season against Utah is the taste I have in my mouth for Florida. They're 5-2. They've lost that one game against Utah and then one to Kentucky at Kentucky. Really, two really tough places to win, if we're being honest. Florida's a better team than I think they are. But I'm still taking Georgia. I don't think Florida's going to be the team to take them down. Now when they play Ole Miss in a few weeks, that's still not going to be the team to take them down. But anyway, all right. Game number 4, we have number 8 Oregon at number 13 Utah. I'll start this one off. Do you know what time this game is played?
Is it at 3:30?
Okay.
That
would have
influenced.
that would have influenced my decision if I had known that. But I've already made my pick. I don't know. In my
I'll
head,
let you
this will
change.
be.
I know you're big on Utah at night.
This will be one of those like the camera is shaking. Like there's probably going to be a special teams touchdown scored at some point in this game, preferably by Utah, because that's who I'm going to pick. Yeah, I don't like Bo Nix on the road.
And I will be picking Bo Nix on the road.
All right.
Wish me luck for. How long have we been doing this podcast?
100 episodes.
Because I'm pretty sure I've been saying don't pick Bo Nix on the road and then picking Bo Nix on the road.
I think you're defeated on that one. You're not undefeated.
Is that my brand?
It's certainly a bad brand. Yeah. All right, so we disagree on that one. That was our first disagreement. Next game we have number 20 Duke at number 18 Louisville. Who you got in this one to start off?
I have Louisville. I don't know why. I just went with home field here.
Mm-hmm. Who did Louisville lose to recently? Because they beat.
Was it?
Virginia beat North Carolina.
I know who beat them. I know who beat them.
But Louisville had the big win against Notre Dame. Let me look. This is great podcasting for Pitt. That's right.
I was thinking NFL Stadium. I was like, wait, what ACC team is in the NFL Stadium? And I thought for 5 more seconds.
Yeah. So did you say you're picking Louisville? Okay. All right. I'm gonna pick Duke. Really, really no reason. Just gonna pick Duke. That's probably one you're gonna win, but I'm sticking with my answer.
I don't even know who's favored.
All right, game number 6 should be an easy one for both of us. We got Vanderbilt at number 12, Ole Miss. I'm assuming we'll both take Ole Miss in this one. Fun little stat is that Ole Miss is 18-2 in their last 20 home games. Any guesses on what those 2 are, Hunter?
No, I don't. What are they?
Well, we're one of them.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm assuming Alabama is the other one. That would have been last year.
That would make sense.
Yeah, so that's fun. We are the most recent. Mike Leach is responsible for Ole Miss's most recent home loss. So he's still here. He's still hanging around. Game number 7. We have number 11 Oregon State at Arizona. I will start this one off. I'm going to say Oregon State. I'm just holding on to this. Like, no team that we beat is gonna have a big win.
I'm picking Arizona because it is on brand for going for 2 to fall in love with an Arizona team, and then keep on putting them on the top 20 on the pick'em.
Yeah,
So
it's valid.
I will be going with Arizona. Remember Jaden Daniels at Arizona State?
Yeah, we fell in love with him.
We had him on here.
All right. Game number 8, we have number 21, Tennessee, coming off of a loss to Alabama at Kentucky. Who you got in this one?
I don't know what Kentucky is doing offensively.
Mm-hmm.
The only saving thing here for Kentucky is it's at home and they are a different team at home.
Yeah.
But I Tennessee's different. Like I know they went to Alabama and lost last week. It kind of fell apart late in that game, but the way they play this year is different. I'm gonna go Tennessee here. I
Okay.
like their defense. I like their run game.
Yeah. Um, I mean, is Kentucky coming off of a bye week? Is that right?
I didn't keep up with this that much last week. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, they were like 4-5 and 0, and then they had back-to-back losses to Georgia and Missouri. I think they're coming off of a bye week, so I'm gonna bank on them figuring something out. I'm taking Kentucky in this one. I'm a big believer in the Kentucky at home thing because, first of all, I'm a Mississippi State fan, so I've seen it firsthand. But yeah, I still think Kentucky's got something going on. I don't think Tennessee is very good. So, taking Kentucky. All right. Game number 9. It's the weekly game that Hunter bullied me into putting on to the Pick'em. That'll probably be better than I think it will be.
Every time.
We've got UNLV at Fresno State. It's one of those that makes Courtney go, why is this even on here? So,
6-1 bowl eligible teams. What more could
there
you
you go.
want?
Yeah, I'm taking Fresno State.
Yeah, I'm taking Fresno State too. I just like football. Sue me for liking late night FS1 football.
Your papers will be coming. I'm literally suing you for that.
The 9:30 slate this week is great. Oregon State, Arizona, New Mexico, Nevada, and UNLV, Fresno State. Look, I will be watching.
Yeah.
And then there's San Jose, Hawaii at 11.
I like it. All right. And then America's Game of the Week. We both went Fresno State in that one. So America's Game of the Week, Mississippi State at Auburn. Here's a fun stat. It's been, I know we brought up the whole, like it's been 70 years since Ole Miss has beat Auburn twice in a row. And they were able to accomplish that last week. So now it's time for one of those stats for us. It's been since 2000, like 98 through 2000, since we beat Auburn 3 times in a row. So maybe a little streak can get broken here, because we beat them in 21 with the big comeback, 22 with avoiding their big comeback, and I'm sure we just have another disaster of a win this year, 3-2-esque. So I am gonna take Auburn in this one. I'm gonna keep it short.
I'm going Auburn as well.
Yeah. Score prediction. I'll say Auburn 17-14.
I will say Auburn 3, Mississippi State 2.
Do you think your heart could take that?
I don't know. I really don't know.
I think I'm not sure if staying off Twitter or staying on Twitter would be the best thing.
I would need the laughs.
Yeah.
Okay, what
Dang,
if it was
suck.
Okay, what's worse? 3-2 or 5-4?
I don't know, 7-3 was bad.
Would 5-4 be like best game of all time?
What about 6-5? The 6 was all safeties.
What about 7-5, but the 7 wasn't a touchdown?
7 was 2 safeties.
Thank you, Iowa, for that box score last year.
Was that what the final score of one of their games
I
was?
think they had 7 points and they didn't score a touchdown.
Oh my gosh.
I have to go find it because I'm almost positive it happened.
Man. All right.
It's
So I
the
said,
Dakotas.
oh yeah, I remember them. I think they lost to North Dakota State.
It
Like,
was
not too long ago.
7-3, the South Dakota State, and they didn't score a touchdown.
I hate this. I hate it so much.
I love this team.
All right, so we both picked an Auburn in this one. It worked out well when we both picked Arkansas last week. So if you hear this and you're offended, just know we're doing it for the brand. I said 17-14. You said 3-2. I'll start off Offensive Player of the Week. I don't know. Woody Mark's ankle, maybe?
Or hamstring.
Or hamstring, just his lower half.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think I've picked him yet, and maybe that's the reason he gets hurt every week. I don't know.
I'm gonna do something that I don't know the last time I did this. Give me Cole Smith.
All right. He had a really bad possession
After
against.
they talked about him.
Yeah, it's inevitable. But he had, like, was it 3 false starts in the same drive? Were they all him?
And they were like, the crowd's really loud down here. It's deafening. And you just see people on their phones.
I love it. So you're taking Cole Smith. I'll take Woody Mark's lower half. Defensively, who you got?
I would like to take our punter, but he was bad last week.
Very bad.
Yeah, like quite.
How do you punt like 8 times and average 30 yards?
You're on the 50, you need him pinned inside the 10, he'll give you a 30-yard punt. You're on your 10, you need the flip field position, he'll give you 30 yards.
He'll get it to your opponent's 40, I promise.
I'm gonna go Sean Preston here. It seems like
Dang
it's been the easy choice lately.
He always makes a play. Will always
makes
make
one.
a play. Yeah. I'll take. I don't know. I'll take Buki. Yeah, I don't know. He got that lion mentality, you know.
Okay.
I love. Did you see that interview?
Yeah, I did.
I just watched lion videos.
Remember when he Remember when he did his portal tweet?
I hated
He was
that.
like, I was joking.
I didn't like it. All right. Well, that will be it for the pick'em. We'll post that, and please remember to send in your picks. Do want to give a shout out to Rusty Witten, DPT, for Doctor Physical Therapy is what that stands for all of you who didn't know. Yeah, perfect 10-0 week for Rusty Witten, Doctor of Physical Therapy. I'm just super, super proud of him. Don't know when he started following us, but he has been on fire with his picks ever since. 2 weeks in a row for Rusty Witten, Doctor of Physical Therapy, at top of our leaderboard. So congratulations, Rusty Witten, Doctor of Physical Therapy. All right. And just for a little update on our pick'em, Hunter went 6-4 last week. I think went 5-5, and his season lead is 4 games. So congratulations, Hunter. That will move us into our one Instagram question. It comes from Brooks Taylor, and it is simply, could this game save or end Arnett's tenure?
I don't know. I hope that regardless of the outcome of the games, the decision comes down to Selman. Selman looks at the situation, looks at who we have leading, and he just thinks to himself, "Is this who I'm pitching my career to?"
Yeah.
And I hope that's what decides it more so than games.
Yeah, and I think that if me and you or the average fan can look and see that Auburn is not a great team, on a 4-game losing streak or however long, and have not won an SEC game yet, like another 7-3 win isn't gonna just impress me all that much. And I feel like an athletic director can look and see and say the same thing. Um, you know, ultimately, just like you said, is this who Zach Selman wants to base his entire career on? I mean, this is his first chance to be an athletic director. Is this what he wants to really risk it on? I hope that the result of a seemingly meaningless game in the SEC standings will not be enough to keep Arnett around. Not saying I want him gone, but he's got a lot to prove very quickly. Yeah, like I said, that was our only Instagram question for the day. So that will wrap up this episode. Again, want to give you guys a huge shout out. 100 episodes. It's been just a really cool outlet for me and Hunter to talk about sports and just talk about Mississippi State. We've had some really, really fun teams and some fun games in baseball and football. We've had some really, really bad teams and games in both sports as well. This year, we do hope to get into basketball, so we have that to look forward to. But yeah, we look forward to finishing up this football season, and hopefully there will be several more wins to come and talk about. But as for right now, 100 episodes, it's a lot to be thankful for. Thank you guys so much for listening. For Hunter 2, I'm Jack Taylor, and thanks for listening to Going for Two with Jack Taylor.
Welcome, everyone, to the 100th Going for Two after show. Today's topic is at the end of the podcast, I was going through the Mississippi State roster, and I pressed the little cart icon underneath the player's name, and we're gonna play a little game. It's gonna be guess how much for an autograph. Okay. We will start out with Jack Weir. How much do you think an autograph costs from him?
$15.
$633.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, we will move along. Hayes Hammond.
$400.
It's $633. Now let's go for a post on social media. Would you like to start with Hayes Hammond?
What do you mean a post on social? Like just with him?
That is one of the offers. He will post on social media for you.
$633.
$38.
And I am off.
Just give me a player. Let's just look at their numbers.
Keelan Crimmins.
What number is he?
I gotta be like 80 something.
Is he 80s or is he like 30s?
I don't know, man.
I can't find him. I will find him quickly though. This is what the people come for, but this is just a shocking revelation. It's honestly crazy. Let me. Where's Hunter? Is he on the team? He's 83. So you were right. I like the after show like this. For Keelan Crimmins, I'll give you options. You can get a shout out from him. Keelan will record a video for you. You can get a post from him. You can get an appearance from him. He will attend your practice or event, or an autograph, or pitch anything. Keelan will respond to your custom request. Which one would you like to know how much it costs?
How much would it cost for Keelan to come to your event?
$104. But it's $633 for an autograph?
Man.
Keelan Crimmins, I will give you 25 big ones if you autograph something for me.
I remember Mississippi State football players just not signing stuff because they weren't nice. Now, they're not signing stuff because, if you're broke, just say that,
Like, if the loyal listeners of Going for Two send us $5 each, we can get a post from like 3 random football players promoting the podcast, and it could be the funniest thing ever. Like, oh, Rylan Goody, I can't get one from you? Okay. Whatever will I do?
Bro.
Like, imagine just Nick Barmieri just posting about us. It just scenes. $10 for a video from him? Yeah. $46 for an autograph?
From who?
From Nick Ben Mira, kicker from UCLA.
Yeah.
I just thought this was interesting. Let's see how much Steven Lasoya. $38 for a post. How much from Mike Wright?
For a post?
Yeah.
$200.
$109.
What? Who comes up with the numbers?
$64 for an appearance at your practice or event?
Kind of a W.
Can we get him on the pod?
That'd be kind of a fun one.
If 10 people send us $5, we will cover the rest to get Mike Wright on the podcast. We will try our hardest. All right, is that the end of the after show?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Bye, everyone.
See ya.